When did it become a thing that the assistant prosecutor could come in and tell the judge that he's disgusted by a ruling that he made? And he said, why in the hell would you give Karan Fuller a PR bond? Career as judge, you've been the most disrespectful attorney to me, bar none.
First of all, let me say without any equivocation that I apologize for losing.
A veteran prosecutor, a respected judge, a private confrontation that exploded into public humiliation. What you just witnessed in that preview represents decades of professional relationships shattered in moments. This isn't just about a legal disagreement. This is about respect, power, and what happens when both collide in the most dramatic way possible. 99% of attorneys would never dare speak to a judge like this. So what drove a 45-year veteran to cross a line that could destroy his career? The full story reveals something far more shocking than even that explosive preview could show you.
When did it become a thing that the assistant prosecutor could come in and tell the judge that he's disgusted by a ruling that he made? I'm not sure when that became appropriate. Well, we've got almost everybody we need. Is Mr. Gabriel going to come?
Your Honor, I've not gone out and spoken with him after I sent that email. I was hoping.
I don't wish to do this in chambers. I wish to do it on the record.
Is this the show cause or contempt?
No, it's just we're not there yet. I just want to make a record of what happened. If I get an appropriate apology, it'll be the end of it. But he needs to be accountable for his actions, and I'd like to speak to him about it.
Speak with him and be back. Your Honor, Mr. Gabriel is willing to come in and speak with the court. We would ask that it be off the live stream. It can still be an open courtroom, but we would ask that it not be streamed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what we're waiting for.
We're waiting for Mr. Gabriel.
Is there another hearing in a different court?
I'm sorry.
I thought he was done.
He is. I guess I was hoping the court would address.
No, I'm not doing it in chambers, and I'm doing it on a live feed. If he doesn't wish to be here, we'll make a record. I'd like him to be here. He had a position he wanted to state. I never got a chance to explain my position. So no, if he doesn't wish to be here, then I'm gonna proceed accordingly.
Kendra, we go. Take care. As far as Mr. Fuller's case, is there a drug test?
Well, I called. We'll address that when everybody gets here. We can't do an instant drug test because we don't have a male certified to do it. We only have Autumn. So I'm going to send him to the day reporting center directly from here. There's a condition of your bond that you test on demand of any police or court officer. Prosecutors asking for a drug test. I would prefer to have done an instant one. We did one yesterday, which we're going to deal with in a minute, but I don't have the ability to
Wait, stop right there. Notice what the judge just said? He's not angry about the legal ruling. He's furious about something that happened in private. What you're about to see is the judge revealing a behind-the-scenes confrontation that was never meant to be public. Here's what the cameras don't usually capture. Judges and prosecutors have heated exchanges in private chambers all the time. But this prosecutor crossed a line that veteran judges remember for decades. Watch his exact words, because what he said next will make you question everything about courtroom respect.
He said, I have more important things to talk about than that. And he said, why in the hell would you give Karan Fuller a PR bond? And I didn't have an instant response, but I did have a PR bond. I just recalled the bench warrant. And then I said, well, I guess I'm sorry I didn't give you notice of the proceeding, but he just showed up and I cited the court rule. So I set it for today. So Mr. Gabriel was quite upset. He got up and either said, this is disgusting or you're disgusting. And he walked out of my office. And this was ex parte. Nobody else was in there but us. And so I left sitting there thinking either me, well, maybe the this statute is disgusting, or court rule, that there's a presumption if they turn themselves in, that they're not a flight risk. If I had done that when I was assistant prosecutor to Judge McManus, Bob Karras would have fired me that morning. When did it become a thing that the assistant prosecutor could come in and tell the judge that he's disgusted by a ruling that he made? I'm not sure when that became appropriate. I don't believe you do it to Judge Stutzman. I don't believe you do it to one of the judges in Kalamazoo. I followed the law. I had an understanding of the facts. I followed the court rule. I set the matter for hearing. He's here today. The offense he was released on was possession of 2 shotgun shells. I don't have the discretion to cancel this bond because Gary Gabriel is mad at him. And I didn't deserve what you came in and said to me. In my career as judge, you've been the most disrespectful attorney to me, bar none. An attorney came to me after a hearing and said, how long do I have to be a lawyer before I can be as much of an asshole as Gary Gabriel was to you? I don't deserve that, and I didn't deserve this. I followed the law. I had a better understanding of the facts than you did. I had a better understanding of the law than you did, and he's here now. Make a motion to cancel.
This is nuclear. Did you catch what just happened? The judge didn't just scold him, he publicly humiliated a 45-year veteran prosecutor on live stream. Most disrespectful attorney to me, bar none. Think about that. This judge has dealt with hundreds of attorneys over decades, and he's singling out this one prosecutor as the absolute worst. But here's the kicker. They're friends. Their wives know each other. They've taught classes together, which makes this public destruction even more devastating. Even the judge didn't expect to unleash this level of professional nuclear warfare.
Was bond in circuit court. If you're that upset about it, I'm going to send him for a drug test here before we're done this morning. This violates the canons of professional responsibility. You have an obligation to treat the court with respect and your other lawyers with respect. And I understand that you were upset, but you left before I even got a chance to explain myself. So that isn't a thing. The assistant prosecutor can't go into the judge's office and say, your ruling sucks. That's not how it works. So I didn't deserve it. I don't deserve it. And I believe I was right. And he's here now. We're going to have a drug test. You have your right for a preliminary examination, which will be next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And we'll proceed accordingly. So what I expect is you to apologize. I understand that you lost your temper and you're upset about it. And that's to be understood. Nobody liked Court Rule 6.105. It was very controversial with the judges. You either had to let them go or drop everything you're doing and arraign them within 2 hours. And as I said, he had turned himself in at the jail and they wouldn't take it. So I set it for this. So that's all I have to say on the matter. Ms. Davis?
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I would like to say that we were not aware of Mr. Fuller attempting to turn himself into the jail. That's the first I've heard of it is today. We'll certainly be following up with that.
Here's the question that will haunt you. Remember that emotional moment from our preview where the prosecutor starts apologizing? Now you understand the setup. But here's what makes this impossible to judge. Is the prosecutor right that the system expects too much? Or is the judge right that respect is non-negotiable? The prosecutor is about to give you his side of the story, and honestly, it might change how you see this entire confrontation. Put yourself in his shoes. 45 years of experience, 3-person office, overwhelming caseload. Would you have snapped too?
Our belief is that the bench warrant arraignment is a critical stage and that he should have had an attorney. We had made it clear at the last hearing when the request was made that we felt that Mr. Fuller was a continuing risk. He was involved with felonies. He's not new to the system. He knows how this works. He knows where he's supposed to be and when he's supposed to be there. His pattern of behavior towards law enforcement is extremely dangerous, with fleeing and eluding and resisting and obstructing. And in order to protect society and give our law enforcement the support that they deserve too, we were asking that his bond be canceled and that he be remanded. The concern is now that he continues to be around people who use substances. So his history in not showing up, I'm thankful that the court is going to have a test done.
Well, let's assume that all that is true. What gives him the right to come into my office and express his disgust for my ruling?
Your Honor, I don't believe that it's not appropriate. I get that. We are in a very difficult situation in our office in light of everything that has happened in the last year and a half. So it's been very difficult. It's been very stressful. And I think overall, Mr. Gavery has the same philosophy that I do as far as holding people accountable and taking action so that people know that if they do get in trouble, we're going to hold them accountable and not just allow people to waltz in as, when it's convenient for them. It's not convenient for any of us. And, we do our best to have somebody available at all times so that if there is an emergency hearing, the court can call down and we will get somebody here. So what happened, the way it was described to me was different than what
well, there's two sides to every story.
Correct, and there's perceptions. So I know that Mr. Gavery.
Everything they've both worked for hangs on this moment. Notice how the prosecutor keeps emphasizing my entire career and 45 years. This isn't just an apology. This is a man trying to save his professional legacy on live television. Listen to what he's not saying here. He's not denying he was disrespectful. He's not denying he lost his temper. Instead, he's trying to redirect blame to the system and stress. That's a strategic choice. But watch the judge's face. He's not buying the excuse. The prosecutor is about to reveal something about their personal relationship that makes this even more complicated.
First of all, let me say without any equivocation that I apologize for losing my temper, for addressing you more as someone that I have known for my entire career in criminal justice, someone who, with me, taught a number of even elected prosecutors right now how to try a case, how to be a prosecutor, what the ethics are involved in prosecution. In my 45 plus years, I have never been held in contempt. I have never disrespected the court when on the record. I have always prided myself on not only doing the right thing as a prosecutor, but also protecting the community's interests and law enforcement's resources. The comment that I made to you would never, Your Honor, and I think you know this because you and I know each other, our wives know each other, we've spent time on Mackinac, would never indicate my disgust for you as a human being. I have the utmost respect for your career. I do, however, differ with some of your handling of matters, one of which is your live stream, and you are aware that I took an opinion about that the last time I was here. I still come to court when I can. I was brought in here to handle circuit court with the idea that this office might be able to get back where it should be before the last prosecutor dismantled things with his blatant accusations against my present boss. That's why I'm back here, because I believe in this prosecutor. I believe she's the first one you've had in a while that wants to do the right thing. And the right thing, just like it was the first time I was here for a while, was to hold the people that are putting a huge burden on the citizens in this community, to hold them accountable. My anger and my disrespect was directed towards a feeling that I have that this court expects a lot of its prosecutors to be here, to just wait, to address things that as I just conveyed to the chief judge, one of the few counties I've ever been in as a prosecutor or a defense attorney where prosecutors appear routinely at sentencings. It just doesn't happen anywhere else. Why? Because they're busy. Well, we're busy. We have 3 people. One of them is the elected prosecutor, the newly elected prosecutor who has her hands full, just trying to...
This is it, the moment that will divide everyone watching. Team Justice says the prosecutor was right to be angry about criminals getting easy treatment. Team Respect says you never ever disrespect a judge, regardless of your feelings. The prosecutor is about to make his final plea, and it's going to make you pick a side. His next words will either save his career or confirm his professional death sentence. Which team are you on? Because what he says next will determine if this is redemption or destruction.
Correct the errors of the past year. That leaves me handling circuit court and helping out in district court, while Mr. Robert is helping out in district court and also spending a lot of time in Three Rivers. So yes, there is a lot of pressure on this office. Did that enter into my feelings of disrespect for how this system operates? Yes, it did. It was never directed towards you, Judge Middleton. There are times when I lapse and I have to think to myself to say Judge Middleton, because we've known each other a long time. I will, if I can, be honest now, not that I haven't been up until now. You will recall that while at that prelim, I came in here and I advised the court right away that I had been working and trying to get Mr. Truckee to let me know whether Mr. Fuller was going to waive or not waive, that I had talked to Mr. Truckee about what would happen if I'm going to have to bring officers to come in and sit as what you call kind of so what case. Well, they came and they waited and they waited and we waited. I looked at this young man's record, this 34-year-old man, and I saw bench warrants just like this on the Walmart case and the stolen car case, where he was supposed to be here, and it got adjourned, come back. I think Rhonda Ives, no bench warrants issued. In this situation, what happened from our perspective that day was I appeared at the prelim. I respectfully laid out why I thought it was appropriate that his bond be canceled, that a bench warrant be issued so that he could be brought before the court. And I knew he was going to get another bond, or at least we might find out, A, is he around? People assumed he was. I don't assume anything. All I know is he was supposed to be here. You did a bench warrant. I checked when you were gone because Mr. Robert pointed out the ROA was confusing, that it sounded like he was to be something about arrest, but the warrant was there. So I talked to Judge Pattison. We went to the district court. We clarified the day before he walked into court that the bench warrant was valid. Mr. Truckee had told him to go to the jail. And I knew nothing about him coming in here. Certainly knew nothing about him going to the jail. I knew nothing about him coming into the court when there was a warrant and nobody in security notified us. What I was notified of was when my prosecutor walked in that morning and said, I just saw Karan Fuller riding a bike or something down the street. What's going on? So I go up to security and they tell me, oh, he came in and Judge Middleton let him go. That upset me. It upset me because
So there it is, a 45-year career hanging by a thread, a judge demanding respect, and a system under pressure. The prosecutor apologized, showed genuine remorse, and revealed the human cost of an overloaded justice system. But the real question remains, was justice served here? Did the punishment fit the crime of disrespect? Vote in the comments. Team Judge or Team Prosecutor? And here's what's wild. This judge live streams everything, which means drama like this happens more often than you think. Subscribe, because courtroom explosions like this are exactly why transparency matters. Tomorrow's case involves a defendant who showed up to court in the most shocking way possible. You won't believe what happened next.